Hello, and welcome to Pennsylvania Newsmakers. I'm Aaron Chapin, president of the Pennsylvania State Education Association, and I'm filling in as your host this week. Today we're going to be talking with a high school teacher who is introducing her students to American Sign Language. And then we're going to talk to some credit unions about bringing financial education to Pennsylvanians. All that and more coming right up.
Welcome to the fast-paced and unrehearsed weekly discussion featuring the leaders who help shape your world. Join us as we address the issues that impact you each and every day. This is Pennsylvania Newsmakers. And now, here's your host.
My first guest is a teacher and a fellow PSEA member from Baldwin High School, which is just outside Pittsburgh. Lindsey Graney. She teaches American Sign Language. She launched an ASL program in Baldwin High School back in 2022, and since then, it has really taken off. She's here to talk about it. Lindsey, welcome to Pennsylvania Newsmakers.
Hi, thanks. Excited to be here.
Well, it's great to have you. So let's just kind of get an idea about you. How long have you been teaching, and what got you interested in ASL?
Yeah, so this is my 18th year of teaching. I got my degree in deaf education, so I spent the first 15 years of my career teaching at schools for the deaf, and with an intermediate unit as an itinerant teacher of the deaf and hard of hearing. So ASL has always kind of been a part of my career and with teaching kids, and I was excited to bring it to high school to teach it as a world language.
Why did you get interested in it in the first place? Why?
I took it, I saw it in college. I went to Kent State in Ohio, and they had an amazing ASL program, and I saw the class, thought it would be cool to take a sign language class, and fell in love.
All right, well, that's fantastic. So what does it look like, your class at Baldwin High School? Is it a class? Is it an after-school club?
Yeah, so about 3 years ago, we started this program. I wrote curriculum and thought maybe one day it'll work, and we had some students that advocated for it to the school board, and the program began. It is a class. We are currently running an ASL 1 and an ASL 2, and we have 4 sections currently. Wow. Next year, we'll be adding a 3rd level, and we'll be running 6 sections. So it's really exciting.
So why did you want to bring it to Baldwin High School in the first place?
Yeah, so working with kids with hearing loss for my career, they always struggled with the world language component. You do need typically 3 years for a college application. So they struggled with maybe the French or the Spanish, and I thought maybe having an ASL option would be cool for them. On the same page, though, by teaching it as a world language, we're just opening up so much access to communication within our high school that they can engage with their peers in the hallway and the cafeteria. It's been really cool to see.
Is this something that's getting popular across Pennsylvania?
I think it's starting to take off more. I mean, we've seen a huge success with students within the school. Just kids are excited. Our numbers keep rising, and I think that we're starting to see that in some neighboring districts as well.
Great. What a great opportunity for students, something that probably wasn't in school back when you and I were in school.
Right,
That's awesome. So through this ASL club, you've really tried to connect the students with the deaf community as well as with adults as well.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about what you call the silent dinner?
Right. So when we first started the class, I wanted the opportunity for kids to get engaged and use the language outside of the classroom. We have a phenomenal deaf community within the Pittsburgh area. So we set up these silent dinners it's off campus in the evening. The kids in the ASL class or club can come and hang out, and we invite the local school for the deaf. We invite adults in the deaf community to come get a free meal and just socialize, spend some time hanging out, and use their ASL skills that they can practice outside of the classroom. My only rule is it's voice off. They have to use their hands to sign for the entire meal, and it's been pretty cool to see the turnout.
So it's a lot like using, if it was French, going to, say, another country and just using French.
Right. It gives them an opportunity to use the language skills they're learning in the classroom in the real world.
Also allows that community to be seen, which is also just as important.
Absolutely.
What's been the response from the students?
Oh, it's been fantastic. Our numbers keep growing. The kids keep signing up for the class.
That's great.
And about 3 weeks ago, I took 36 kids down to Washington, D.C. We visited Gallaudet University, which is a deaf school right outside of D.C. So it was really cool. They got to engage in ASL ordering their food and on campus, and then they ordered their Starbucks in ASL. They're excited to learn and get more opportunities to use the language.
We have to go to a break in just a little bit. Any of your students thinking about making this a career?
Yeah, so for our initial class, which we started 2 years ago. They graduated out last year. So from that class, there were 30 kids. We had 5 kids that are pursuing it as a career, either interpreting, deaf education, or using ASL as a minor.
You're really changing the future for some of our students.
It's amazing to see they're excited about it.
Well, that is awesome. In a moment, we're going to be going to a break, and I understand when we come back, you're going to teach a few signs for us?
I have a couple signs. Yes, I do.
Well, that is great. I really appreciate you being here. It sounds like the kids are really having a great time with this program out in Baldwin.
It's fun to teach. I'm loving it as well.
Well, that is awesome. And I understand that we're going to be going to a break in just a moment. So when we come back, Lindsey is going to be teaching us a few signs. We're going to talk a little bit more about the program as well. So stay tuned, everybody.
This broadcast of Pennsylvania Newsmakers is presented by the Pennsylvania Chamber of Business and Industry, the statewide voice of business, and by the Pennsylvania State Education Association, bringing the power of a great education to our schools, our students, and our communities. This broadcast of Pennsylvania Newsmakers is brought to you by the Pennsylvania Highway Information Association, the go-to source to learn about transportation projects and issues. Please visit pahighwayinfo.org. And by the Pennsylvania Manufacturers Association. Business in Pennsylvania is our business.
Welcome back to Pennsylvania Newsmakers. I'm Aaron Chapin, and we're talking with Lindsey Graney. She's an ASL teacher at Baldwin High School. So I hear, Lindsey, that you are going to try and teach a few basic signs.
Yes.
All right.
You ready?
I'm going to give it my all.
All right.
I've got lobster hands.
We'll
so
try our best.
We're going to do your best.
That's
all right.
Yeah. Okay, so the first one, normally when people say, oh, you know sign language, how do you say hello? And I say, unfortunately, I think you're going to be disappointed because it is as normal as you would say hello.
So
right?
I'm good.
It's just a wave, right? You got that one.
We're all done.
One down.
No, we're done. All
Okay.
right, go ahead.
Then you would, in a normal conversation, how are you?
Okay.
Right? So you're going to make fists, put your thumbs on the side.
Like that?
Okay, just like that.
All right.
And then you're going to put your knuckles together and you're going to twist. So that's how.
How.
Okay, and then you're going to point to the person you're talking to and make like a questioning face. Right? So, how are you? Yeah, crushed it.
All right.
2 for 2.
Oh my goodness.
Deep press. You're doing great.
I know, it's just stressful.
It is. So then the normal answer would be, I'm fine. I'm good. So the sign for fine, you're going to make a 5 hand shape, and you're going to tap your thumb.
Doesn't matter which hand?
Oh, yeah, the
Right hand?
one you write with.
Okay.
You're going to tap your thumb on your chest. Fine. Yeah, I'm fine. Very good.
All right.
All right. The next one, since I'm a teacher, I'm going to show you the sign for teacher.
Okay.
Okay. So you're going to make, I call them squished O's. You're going to put your fingertips together.
Like this?
And you're going to push forward. So I think of like the teacher pushing instruction forward. So that's the sign for teach.
Teach.
And then we're going to add what's called an agent, which makes it into a person. So teach, then you're going to drop your hands open and just drop them. Teach-er.
Oh, so it's like this.
Just straight down.
All right.
Teach-er.
All
Very
right.
good. All right. Great. One more?
We can do one more?
All right,
I
one
got
more.
a couple more questions for you.
All right, great. So I thought I could share the sign for happy because I'm super happy to be here and share this with you guys. So both hands this time. The hand that you write with is going to be on top, and the hand that you don't write with will be below.
Okay.
You're going to face your chest there, and you're going to move in like a circular motion upwards. Happy.
All right. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
It's so hard.
It can be.
But your students obviously really pick it up quickly.
They do, yeah.
What's and again, for our educators that are out there, but everybody else that's watching, what's your typical, what's the classroom setup? Because we think of classrooms with the rows and all that. It's got to be a little bit different with sign language.
Yeah, it's definitely different. So a normal classroom has the rows, but in an ASL classroom, it's all about being visually accessible. The kids need to be able to see me, but they also need to be able to see each other. When one student's giving an answer, the other student on the other side needs to be able to see them. So we set up in a U shape. All the desks are in a U, and they can see me, and they can see each other. So it definitely does look a little bit different when you come into the ASL class, but it's visually accessible for everyone.
Never would have thought about that. It's okay. It's good to know. Got less than a minute to go. So what do you think the future of this ASL program at Baldwin High School is going to look like as you move forward? Because obviously, you were telling us that a lot of students are interested. Where do you think it's going? Yeah, I mean, I think if you would have told me 5 years ago that we would be at this point right now, that I'd be sitting here talking about this program, I never would have believed it. So I think my goal is for the classes to continue, for the kids to stay involved and to be excited, for us to continue to give access for them to get into the deaf community locally, and hopefully some kids find their passion and can continue into careers as adults utilizing the language. Well, you have got to be thrilled with what you've created and the progress that you're making and the difference you're making in the community.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of fun for me. It's very rewarding to see it on the other side as well.
Well, I appreciate you being here. Thank you for all that you do. And tell your students hello for me.
I will tell them hello.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, thank you.
And hey, as we head into our next segment, we're going to be talking because April is Financial Education Month. And after our break, we're going to be talking about how important financial education is to all of us in Pennsylvania. That's coming right up next.
This broadcast of Pennsylvania Newsmakers is brought to you by CrossState Credit Union Association. Credit unions, where people are worth more than money. To find a credit union that is right for you, go to ibelong.org. And by the Energy Association of Pennsylvania, Pennsylvania's energy information source. This broadcast of Pennsylvania Newsmakers is brought to you by the Association of Pennsylvania State College and University Faculties, representing the faculty and coaches who are devoted to providing quality public higher education for Pennsylvania's college students.
Welcome back to Pennsylvania Newsmakers. I am Aaron Chapin. April is Financial Education Month. So here to talk about that, we have Lisa Florian, who is the president and CEO of Clearview Federal Credit Union, and Patrick Conway, who is the president and CEO of the CrossState Credit Union Association. Welcome to you both. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks, Aaron.
It's a great topic to be talking about. So let me start with you, Patrick. Tell me, how much of a need out there is there for financial education?
Well, it's really the foundation of a healthy financial life. And so credit unions across the Commonwealth are really engaged with trying to educate young people in particular through a variety of means, but really trying to give young folks a good foundation that they may not be getting in the household at home that will really help them be successful with their financials. So it's really an important thing. There's a lot of folks that are financially illiterate, and so it's really important to give people that sort of education as early as possible.
So there's definitely a need out there for this. And
yes.
Lisa, so for the average Pennsylvanian, so they're watching right now, why should they want to learn about financial literacy? Why should they care?
There's nothing more powerful than having that education. And just like you want to be healthy overall with your overall well-being, your financial well-being actually sets you up for success in many aspects of your life. So why wouldn't you want to be healthy financially as well?
Sure. Patrick, you want to add to that?
Yeah, it is. It's really the foundation of, your financial situation as an individual, as a family, as a household, as a small business. That's really a key part of the foundation for success.
It is.
And so learning those skills early is important. And a lot of times, their kids are not getting that at home. And it's not just young adults or children. financial literacy is important for the entire population.
So how are credit unions advancing this financial education to more people across Pennsylvania, Patrick?
Well, I know Lisa may want to talk about that because her credit union does a lot of that. But I think financial reality fairs, certified counselors, seminars, and education for credit union members. But our credit unions do a lot of that.
Well, you have a well-being program, right, Lisa?
We do. We do have a program, and Pat just spoke about one of the components, which is a financial reality fair, which is awesome. We work with school districts, and it's kind of a day in the life. Research what you want to be when you grow up, how much money you're going to make, whether you're going to go to school or going to trades, and then you come to the reality fair, and there are booths. Oh, you're going to buy a cell phone? That's going to cost you money. How much is your education going to cost you? And then you spin the wheel of reality, which is always my favorite, the unexpected that happens in your life. And at the end, you come to one of us who serves as a financial counselor, and we look at your sheet to say, I hope that that number's positive. Otherwise, you're going to have to go to the part-time job booth in order to see how you're going to pay for that, or you're going to have to rework some things. So
these are you're talking about some programs that are really targeted towards young people. Are there like programs that you have for folks that are a little bit older?
Actually, what we have is it's great for everybody at any age. We have something called Zogo, which is a gamification app. Everyone's always on their phone. You can learn financial tidbits. First-time home buying seminars. It's really educating at all levels is so important to us, so we make sure that we have tools available.
So it's never too late to really start to learn financial literacy. Would you agree?
No.
Absolutely.
Well, we are going to have to take a break, but when we come back, we're going to talk more about how credit unions are partnering with schools. We're going to talk a little bit more about that and all the other work that you're doing with Pennsylvanians.
This broadcast of Pennsylvania Newsmakers is brought to you by the Pennsylvania Medical Society. Inspired physicians committed to the good health of Pennsylvanians and the advancement of the practice of medicine. This broadcast of Pennsylvania Newsmakers is brought to you by Pennsylvania American Water. We keep life flowing across the Keystone State.
Welcome back to Pennsylvania Newsmakers. I'm here with Lisa Florian, who is the president and CEO of Clearview Federal Credit Union, and Patrick Conway, president and CEO of the CrossState Credit Union Association. Again, thanks for being here. As president of PSEA, I obviously talk with a lot of teachers across the state, and when I meet with them, I've heard about these this financial literacy fairs. I really want to get a little bit more information. So you mentioned what's going on. Do these take place across the state? In all pockets of the Commonwealth?
They do. They do. Credit unions, sometimes they'll come together in a specific area to help school districts. They work with the CrossState Association. If there's a school district that's interested, and if they're not sure if there's a credit union in their area that has put on a fair before. So it's a wide footprint and a collaborative effort, I would say.
I would assume, Patrick, then if an educator or administrator is interested, they reach out to the credit union, and if that credit union can't assist them, they will obviously find ways to make that happen in the community. Yeah,
local credit unions, or basically a local financial institution that gives back is fully capable of helping with that. But credit unions in particular really care about educating people and trying to enhance their financial well-being. And so credit unions have been very active in hundreds of school districts. And it's a nice fit, too. A lot of our school districts now require some sort of financial education component, as you know.
Yes.
And it's not necessarily just about the requirement. It's about how well the school district is providing that, the value.
I assume you're getting a lot of great feedback, response from these programs coming into the schools and taking place. The kids are excited.
They are. They are super excited. It opens their eyes, definitely, and we hear great feedback from the teachers, and they really like how it's a real-world experience for them, and it's not just something coming out of a book.
Well, for one, I would have benefited greatly from that back when I was in high school. I think we all probably would have, and I know my own daughter who's in college probably would benefit greatly from that as well. So let's talk a little bit more about what credit unions are doing. Are you partnering with other community organizations to really reach more people across Pennsylvania, Patrick?
Yes. Yeah, there's a lot of stakeholders, I think, involved. School districts, educators, financial counselors, nonprofits in the community.
We've actually connected with a number of nonprofits in the community, and recently 7 of them, and we reached about 400 individuals and held a financial reality fair, Zogo gamification, a little Jeopardy quiz at the end, and all of the respondents said that they took something away from that. And we did that in underserved communities as well.
Can you explain more about what exactly in these underserved communities, what would you be doing more of?
Actually, whenever we're connecting with the community organization that is serving certain segments of the population, we're trying to tailor the programs to them and where they are in their life stage. So we're working with the community organizations, and there are some folks that we're learning about buying their first car and purchasing, their first home, opening their first checking account. And some of them actually, we've worked with folks who are in homeless shelters actually as well. And it's just very important to help them get the education they need to get back on their feet.
Is there a cost involved for these groups, or is this something that the credit union just puts on?
The nice thing about it is it's very cost effective and easy to supply the service. There are kits with the wheel that Lisa mentioned, which is really the fun part when the students spin the wheel, and you had mentioned unforeseen economic situations. Many households don't have $400 or $500 for some kind of emergency or crisis. So part of financial education is really to help prepare people for that as well. And the reality fairs are just a fun way for students to learn.
Right.
So bottom line, we have all these viewers across Pennsylvania watching right now. What are 3 or 4 action steps that they should be taking to improve their financial literacy? Like, what's something they could do right now? 3 or 4 different things.
Do your research. There's a wealth of information online, and credit unions, again, they are putting this information out there for folks. So I would welcome everyone to come to our website, actually, or even go to CrossState's website to research. There are blog posts, articles on how to save, budget, invest, and build your credit as well.
So can you expand on that? That's one thing. So build your credit. For about people out there, how do you build your credit? Like, what can you do?
Well, that's an important component. I think household budgeting is probably the most fundamental thing to start with, is have a budget and follow it as best you can, and try to determine what your income is and what you're spending your resources on. And then utilizing credit in a wise way, and paying off your debt, starting with the higher interest rate loans or credit cards, balances that you may be carrying. And that improves your credit score as well. But our credit unions across the Commonwealth do a great job just providing that education. They're really the trusted financial resource for their members in the community.
How many credit unions do we have across the Commonwealth?
We've got about 300 credit unions.
That many?
In Pennsylvania, yeah.
Wow, so that is amazing. And you mentioned the websites. Would you like to get out your websites for the viewers that are out there? Can you?
Absolutely.
Let us know what it is. What is it?
ClearviewFCU.org.
Yep, and CrossState Credit Union Association.org.
All right.